It's been a little while since I've posted. Let's get straight into a topic. Your story matters, okay? 11 life paths. Your story matters, okay? Action weighs ounces and regret weighs tons. Hear that again. Action weighs ounces and regret weighs tons. 11 life paths. I want you to know that the vast majority of you understand the power of your story. Understand that whatever happened to you, all that happened to you was happening to you for a reason, okay? Every single hardship that you went through, every single aspect, every single hurdle that you went through, it had to happen to you for a reason. This is why being an 11, you just don't wake up and you become an 11. Like, you don't just get the privilege to be an 11. To actually become an 11, you have to go through perpetual hurdles in different lifetimes. You have to face certain challenges. You have to face certain advents in your other previous lives. And I would say that they're actually happening simultaneously, right? For you to have the privilege to be an 11 life path. Welcome, guys. Welcome. I've moved to the west coast of Canada right now, so I'm tuning in. I'm pretty late right now. I think it's late where you guys are at. But hey Frank, hey Kat. My point being said right now is that you are an older soul as an 11 life path. Now, if you read books, if you read authors, you know that your story matters the most. If you look at the Bible, if you look at the Quran, if you look at a lot of these holy books, right? They are talking about advents. They're talking about hurdles that people went through. They're talking about certain stories. They're talking about certain trials that people went through, right? And it's been stories. Now, as an 11 life path, I highly believe this, that we're running parallels with all the people that went through a lot of challenges in the Bible, a lot of people that went through a lot of challenges in the Quran, a lot of people that went through a lot of challenges in different holy scriptures. We're literally running parallels with these people. Now, as an 11 life path, I want you to know this. All the hardship that you face, because I've never came across an 11, maybe one time, I've never came across an 11 that's told me that they've had an easy life. Now, I'm not saying that everyone has an easy life. The vast majority of people don't have easy lives. But let's be honest, I've talked to a lot of people. And when you talk to so many people, when you're on YouTube and you talk to so many people, you start to see the patterns. You start to do what I call pattern recognition. And you see that it's the 11 life paths that have been through the most trauma. You see it over and over and over again. And it's like an elephant in the room that majority of people don't want to talk about. Like, I have to talk about it. Most people don't want to talk about this because I feel like most people don't want to be vulnerable. But it's the truth. Like, who's going to talk about it? So this is what's making your story. This is what's actually building you to become that king, that queen that's about to take over. See, what happens with the vast majority of society is that the vast majority of society learns through perpetual trial and errors. You can look this in human behavior. Humans usually don't learn until something bad happens to them. I truly believe this is why a lot of 11s face so many challenges. Until you're not up to be challenged, until you're not up to actually be going through perpetual trials, how do you expect to have a story? Now, what's a story? What's your story? What's your story? Without a story, life is lame. Without a story, life is boring. Without a story, you do not have anything to tell other people. You do not have every time you look at a successful person, no matter who it is, no matter how famous they are, they've had a story. Okay? They've had a story. That's what's happened. If you look at people like Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, 11 life paths, even like, okay, you don't have to like some of the people that I'm talking about, but look at Barack Obama. Look at the people, look at these 11 life paths that have made it to a degree of quote unquote success. Success is very different to each individual, so I'm not going to just define it by money, fame, and glory, okay? For you, success could be running a family. That could be success for you. For someone else, it could be a whole different thing. But my point being said over here is that with all these people, and I swear to God, I see 11-11. It's 11-11 in the West Coast right now, where I'm at right now. Okay, so I moved from Toronto. I'm not in Toronto anymore. I'm in the West Coast of Canada right now. Okay, Isabel, hello. Yo, facts, I'm turning into the past future. Damn, what happened to Edmonton? I'm in Edmonton right now. Good evening, Kat. My favorite 11. Thank you so much, Kat. Thank you. 1:11 a.m. here. Yeah. I know I'm doing this a little late. Right now, so I might cancel this live. I might not post this live because I wanted, you know, my East Coast buddies to tune in too, because usually the live really pops off if I do it like around 5 p.m. EST, but right now it's okay. We're gonna chat for a bit. So on my 11 life path, I just wanna let you guys know this, okay? I moved from Toronto to Edmonton. I have a one-way ticket. I took a one-way ticket. I left home. I'm in Edmonton right now. Edmonton, Canada, okay? It's a city in Alberta. Canada. And the reason I moved is because I reverse engineered my life. I want to be able to tell people, my kids or my community or my people, that I took risk. Without taking risk, guys, I'm going to tell you guys honestly, without taking risk, you cannot expect reward. That's what I'm saying. A lot of times, and this happens with a lot of 11s, especially with 11s, okay? My 11s, a lot of us go into the fear of what other people are going to think about us. We go into the fear of judgment. We all need to hear you. Much appreciated. Power to all 11s. Thank you, Kat. A lot of times this happens over and over and over again, where we're looking at people and we're too scared. A lot of people are too scared of what other people are going to think. When it's all said and done, when it's all over, when it's all said and done, and you're having a DMT experience before you're dying, because before you die, your pineal gland releases DMT. And I'm not making this up. So your whole life will flash back. As a master number 11. Okay? Because it's not a joke to be an 11. It's really not. Your whole life flashes by. And then you look through your life and you ask yourself, did I take enough risk? Was I good enough to people? You know, one astonishing thing is that I was talking to my sister about this. You know, when you die, right? They've done studies on this. They've asked people before their death, they're like, what is your biggest regret? And you know what people's biggest regret is? Listen to this. And I always say this. Action weighs ounces and regret weighs tons. People's biggest regret has been that they've overworked themselves and they've spent less time with their family. Listen to this again. People's biggest regret has been that they've overworked themselves and their biggest regret has been spending less time with their family. This is why This is why sometimes when you're not living in the moment, because the moment is all you have. The moment is all you have right now. This is your moment. This is your moment. If you live too much in the past, you get anxiety, you get regret. If you live too much in the future, you get anxiety. This is why when you wake up, the first question you want to ask yourself is, what can I do today as a master number? As a master number, that when you talk, people just become influenced by you. This is why when you're in 11, people just want to hang around with you. People don't even care if you talk or not. People just want to be around you because you're an 11. Do you guys understand how powerful that is? The people right now, they need your healing energy. They need, and I'm not saying to not keep boundaries, because boundaries are important with certain people. Boundaries are very important because if you're with energy vampires, they will drain your energy. But my point being said is that your story matters. Take risk. Don't be scared to take risk, my people. I'm telling you this right now. I'm telling you this right now. Take risk. If you want, even especially in today's society, my 11s, we know it. We do not think low. We do not think low. We're ambitious people. A lot of us are very ambitious. A lot of us are high dreamers. A lot of us are high achievers. Okay, I've spoken to 11 life paths. I've spoken to people that have been making, around 40, 50K a month. Forget that. It's the drive that these people have. It's the drive. It's the fact that they want to change the world. It's 11 life. You're a front runner in this matrix, bro. You're a front runner in this matrix. The system knows this. They know this too. They know this. My point being said, guys, right now, is to go for whatever. I'm gonna tell you guys honestly, if people around you do not think that you're crazy, if people around you do not think that you're crazy, you're playing low. You're playing low. I'll tell you that right now. If people around you think that you're normal, if they think you're a normal person, if they think you're average, if they think you're doing what everyone else is doing, you're lowballing yourself. That's what I'm being honest. I can't be here stroking people's egos and telling them that, I love you guys, but if you operate from fear, and I've told you, fear is the destroyer of people's dreams and people's ambitions. Fear not, because the light is within you. You're a master number. You have a serious vibration. And let's talk a little bit about the transition that's happening right now. Let's talk about it. 2024, year of karma. You're seeing a lot of people, a lot of countries, a lot of institutions, a lot of people are getting their karma right now. It's karma time, baby. It's karma time. If you were reaping before these years, you're getting good karma. If you weren't, you're not getting such good karma right now, are you? 2024. 8 energy. Another thing is, depending on what personal year you are right now, if you haven't noticed, the world is changing. The vibration of the earth is changing. If you haven't noticed, people are having dreams. People are waking up. If you haven't noticed, there's more men that are looking into numerology and astrology. If you haven't noticed, people know that these institutions, these big corporations have been lying to us. If you haven't noticed, your third eye is opening. If you haven't noticed, the world is not the same anymore. If you haven't noticed, $10 years ago, all those memories that didn't even exist, bro. Like, you're not even the same person anymore, bro. Bro, if you can chill, if I'm going to tell you something, if I'm going to tell you the biggest indicator of if you've made progress or not, I'll tell you one of the biggest indicators right now. If you can still hang out with the same people that you used to hang out with from fucking 10 years ago, from 5 years ago, if you can hang out with them and just have like normal, oh, how was the NBA game, bro? How was the Leafs game, bro? If you can talk about that stuff, you probably haven't changed. But if you're the type of person that you couldn't even imagine, like you couldn't even imagine dating that girl that you dated like 5 years ago, or that guy you dated like 5-10 years ago. You couldn't even imagine that. Or like you couldn't even talk to these people. Bro, you have changed. You're a different person now. You're in a new earth. You're in a different vibration. You've elevated. So don't be scared when you lose people, because you're going to lose a lot of people. All facts, not the same person, always evolving. Exactly. This is why I even tell people, I'm like, if you get into a partnership, if you get into a relationship, if you get into a friendship, if you're with people and they have a certain dogma, if all they're thinking about is, no, my religion is correct, no, my way is correct, if they're not open-minded, if they're not willing to evolve, like in any endeavor of human life and of human existence, you cannot be with them. Because as an 11, what are you doing as an 11? You're a leader. What do leaders do? Leaders evolve. And the Schumann resonance is crazy. So I don't know if you guys have noticed, but around like 5 or 6 days ago, I was feeling so weird. Like I was feeling so weird, and I found out, I'm like, that day the Schumann frequency was off the charts. So the Schumann frequency is a frequency on Earth which is changing the vibratory alignment of the world right now. So as we're speaking, if you are not aligned to this, now some people might think it's cringe, okay, but I don't give a fuck. Like, if you think this is cringe, it's okay, you don't have to watch this. But if you're a real one and you know that we're going into, like, bro, like, even you from yesterday, you're not even the same person anymore. You're a different person from yesterday. So if you don't notice that the world around you is changing, it's because you probably are not working on your Taurus field, your magnetic auric field. You're probably not working on your auric field right now. If you start to work on your auric field and you start becoming more magnetic and electric, and I've spoken about this, you have to alter your heart state, because your heart is a time traveling machine. Your heart is what changes, which alters. That's the 144 vibration. The 144 is a vibration. It's a vibration of all your chakras. If you are not creating a story, if you are too scared to make moves, if you are too scared to evolve, if you are too scared of what other people are going to think about you, if you are too scared to detach yourself from the old constructs, then you're gonna have a hard time. Can't hang out with them anymore. I have no friends since Corona time. Close friends. I have no close friends. Yeah, a lot of people lost a lot of friends, unfortunately. Or actually, fortunately. Can you make a video on twin flame? You think that phenomenon? 100%. 100%. Like twin flames exists for sure, but to be very honest with you, like for you to find your twin flame in this world is going to be something like very rare unless you really up your vibration. Because what ends up, especially if you're an 11 life path, I want you to know this as an 11 life path. As an 11 life path, I've talked about karma, okay? When someone does us dirty, they get their karma back very fast. And I've noticed this, and I've had so many 11s reach out to me and they've said the same thing, okay? But here is what's going on. If you are an 11 life path, and because you're such an experienced being, you're such an experienced soul, you're such a vibratory soul, you're such a giving soul, you're such an empathic soul, you're such an old soul, you're a different type of breed, you're cut from a different cloth. If you as an 11 are not taking responsibility to service humanity, to service other people, because that's what we're here to do. We're here to wake up the world. We're here, our mission on earth is to wake up as much as souls as we want, especially if you're the type of 11 life path that wants this life to be your last life. Your mission is to wake up as much as souls as you possibly can. So to find your twin flame, you've got to be at an elevated state of consciousness, because your twin flame is most likely going to be at they're going to meet you at the same position. But if you're vibrating low, you're going to meet a person on a low vibratory level and you won't be able to connect with them. This is why as an 11 life path, a lot of 11s have problem dating people, okay? And the reason why a lot of 11 life paths have problem dating people, because they're vibrating at a low frequency. So if you're vibrating at a low frequency, you're going to meet a person at a low frequency. And you might think this is a crazy theory that I have, but it's very real. But when you meet a person that's vibrating at a low frequency, you just don't want to talk to them anymore. That's why as an 11 life path, I've been a big proponent of meditation, pranayama, brahmacharya, these practices that are going to elevate you and alter your state of consciousness, so you could think from the higher mind. You can think from your supracognition, supra-intuitive, supra-intelligence mind. Karma is like a boomerang, comes right back at you. Exactly. That's what happens, especially with 11 life paths. Like with 11 life paths, bro, I've seen it over and over again. Like, this is why, like, if I'm talking to an 11 life path, if I'm speaking to another 11 life path, and if I don't agree with what you're doing or whatever, I'm not gonna mess with you, because I don't want that type of karma. I'm an 11 life path myself. I've seen what happens to people that mess around, and it's nothing pretty, to be honest. So yeah. All that being said, 11 life paths, action weighs ounces, regret weighs tons. Action weighs ounces, regret weighs tons. You are a master number. Never forget that, and just always know this, and I'm telling you this right now, that your story is the most powerful story. And always learn how to visualize how you're going to tell people your story after you've got there. And you're already there. But visualize how you're going to tell people your story. When I was at this age, this is what I did. When I was at this age, this is what risk I took. When I was here, this is what I did. Because your story, if you're the type of person that's in a dead-end job and you don't like your job, and you're not moving because of fear, I told you right now, I booked a one-way ticket from Toronto to Edmonton, and I've left Toronto. I'm in Edmonton right now. I'm in Alberta right now, okay? And I'm telling you, it's scary for a lot of people to do what I do. It is scary, you know? But I'm a young, ambitious man. I'm an ambitious man. I don't want to grow up with regret. I don't want to grow up with a story that, you know, I've met a lot of people in their 40s and their 50s, and even if you're in your 40s and 50s, you can take a start. But I've met a lot of people in their 40s and they're like, I wish I, you know, some people have told me that, like, they wish they started YouTube, they wish they started like a channel, or they wish they started something like that. A lot of these people are living in regret right now. And as an 11 life path, I don't, because you're my family. Us 11s, we're a team. We're the Avengers. We're the one that are running this front. We're the one that these people fear, bro. That's just me. I'm not here. This is not out of arrogance. I'm telling you the reality. I'm telling you what's actually happening right now. This matrix, the people that are pulling the strings from the back know that they have to keep an eye on 11s, 22s, and 33s. They know this. How do you get a new whip already? It's on my whip. Hey Arslan, I've been a fan of your content for a while. Got a question. You mentioned the main things in the life path and birth number. How about the month? Yeah, the month matters a lot too. I'm a 3 life path, 19th birthday, and 11. How are you a 3 life path, 19th birthday, which means that your birth number is 1, because 9 and 1 is 10, and you removed the 0. So where are you getting 11 from? And 11, do I have some 11 energy in me? Yeah, you have some 11 energy in you because you're born in November. So November is 11th month. So you do have some energy in 11 energy in you. But you're not an 11 life path, right? Your life path is still 3. So you've still got that energy in you, but it's not going to be as potent as an 11 life path. That energy is just very, very potent. Like for 11 life paths, that's what's really going on. Yeah. Roger that. Yeah. All that being said, guys, have yourself a wonderful day, night, evening, wherever you are. This live is going to end, and I might start another live in like 5 minutes or something. On that live, that's going to be a Q&A live, so you guys can ask me questions on that live, okay? Maybe in 5 minutes I might start that, okay? Because I've got quite a bit to go right now. Okay, have yourself a wonderful day, night, evening, wherever you are. 11 life paths. Take care, guys. Take care.